In the ash tree nest is a female tawny owl incubating 2 precious eggs. The eggs will hatch soon, but it hasn't been an easy process for these owls. They battle against competition, unwanted visitors, and some of the toughest weather the Yorkshire Wolds has to offer. The story begins in January when I start work on a new nest site. I start with a natural tree cavity, which I know they've nested in before. To return the nest to its former glory, I cover most of the front to make a natural hollow and leave a beautiful entrance hole at the top. I fit the nest with cameras, and the new spot is now complete. It's time to wait to see who will arrive. At the end of February, the male tawny owl is the first visitor. He hops to the entrance to take a closer look. Just listen to those beautiful ocarina calls. This is the male calling for his mate. And if you listen closely, you can hear her calling back. And a few days later, I get my first glimpse of the female. She comes in to take a look for herself. She seems impressed and even jumps in to take a look around. It's so exciting to get these first views of the tawny owls looking at this nest. The female even begins to nest scrape, which is a promising sign she's going to lay her eggs here. She makes her way out of the nest, which isn't an easy task. The entrance hole is a metre up. Tawny owl chicks are adventurous and often fledge too soon, so they should stop them fledging too early. And with all this interest, I'm hopeful they're going to lay there soon. But after all this excitement, the tawny owls disappear for a few days. I wonder if they've nested elsewhere. Soon I track down the tawny owls and find them in this tree with 3 eggs, just 150 metres away from the nest that I built. And with the other site vacant, there's a lot of interested visitors. A young male kestrel on the hunt for a perfect nest to attract a female. An inquisitive squirrel, this hollow would make the perfect place to build a dray. A pair of jackdaws braving the weather to explore. And at night, I even spot a barn owl taking a peek. But in early April, disaster strikes for these tawny owls. I return to the nest to find out the base has been chewed out by a squirrel. Their eggs are destroyed. Tawny owls only usually have 1 brood a year, so I'm not expecting them to try again. But soon afterwards, I spot the male back at the nest that I built. And as night falls, he calls in the female once again. And soon she's back and jumps inside. Despite having had a failed clutch, the female is showing all the signs of preparing to lay again. While the female explores inside the nest, the male hears an intruding tawny owl in the distance. He starts calling and posturing to defend this site, which is a great sign that they actually want this nest. After this, the tawny owls are spending more and more time here, using my nearby pond for a drink, and returning to the nest around the clock. One afternoon, after nearly a month defending the site, the female enters with purpose. Reforms her nest scrape and settles in for the night. And a few hours later, she stands to reveal her first egg. This is absolutely incredible. Against all the odds, the tawny owl has laid again. And look how bald she is on her front. This is her brood patch, which helps keep the egg warm with her body heat. She hops to the entrance and looks down at her egg. Watch as she carefully balances as she plans her entrance. Not the most elegant landing, but no harm done. The next day, the female rests while she's incubating the egg. But she hears a noise outside. It's a squirrel wanting a look inside the nest. The tawny owl eyes up the intruder, ready to defend her egg. But the squirrel isn't keen to fight. Soon, the female calls for her mate. Producing an egg is tiring work, and she needs food. The male is quick to answer her call. Just listen to these beautiful moments with the pair calling to each other. He's keen to see if there's an egg, but she persistently calls for food. He gets the message and heads out to hunt. And she sits in the entrance to wait. And is quickly back with a mouthful for his mate. It's just incredible to capture these intimate interactions between the pair. But the female needs more than just a mouthful. A rat down at the pond would make a good meal. and the female has a keen eye. An adult rat can just about outmaneuver a tawny owl. But the young rats aren't so lucky. She puts it to one side, this is known as caching food, and then settles in for the night with a rat beside her. And in the morning I get my first glimpse of her second egg. She's now been incubating for almost a month, so these eggs are ready to hatch any day now. I've been amazed at the resilience of this pair of tawny owls, producing a second clutch against all the odds. With chicks expected any day now, I can't wait to see how they rise to this next challenge.